Hi guys, welcome to Golden Epaulettes podcast by pilots for pilots. And guys, today I have with me Captain Devil Soni. So he's a commander on A320 and our cadet expert Prem sir. Hi Devil sir, how are you?
I'm good, Shrishti. How are you?
I'm good too. Hi Prem sir, how are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good too. So, guys, in a last video, I have received a lot of comments regarding, the details of Air Arabia Cadet Pilot Program. So, in this video, Devil Sir, Prem Sir, we will be discussing the details of Air Arabia Cadet Pilot Program. So, let's start with the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my first question would be that what are the minimum requirements for a Air Arabia Cadet Pilot Program, or what is the criteria that someone can go into this program?
So one very, different age criteria in Air Arabia is the age should be between 17 to 34.
Okay.
So like in Indigo, the age criteria is 18 to 32.
Yes.
So like the people who have already crossed 32, they have a chance to apply in Air Arabia.
Okay.
And those who have not attained 18, they are 17, they can apply in Air Arabia. So that's one thing. And other requirements are they must have cleared the 12th standard, and otherwise as far as the marks are concerned, there is no as such requirement.
Okay. Yeah. Unlike in Indigo and Air India, there
Absolutely.
are requirements
in Indigo,
of
like
marks.
51 is the mandatory
Yes.
to attain in all in English, physics, and maths.
Yes.
But and in Air India they need 60
Yes.
in individual subjects. But here in Air Arabia you don't need any particular marks.
Okay.
What do you say, Prem sir?
So, according to me, like if you're going for Air Arabia, as Sir told you that there's no minimum requirement. Plus, whenever you're applying for the Air Arabia, okay, so minimum documents requirement is your certificate from recognized board, okay, under the government of India, plus your passport, plus your visa, and you can you can apply for the Air Arabia Cadet Pilot program by online. And the main thing, your exam will happen in like Sharjah, UAE, like not online exams, like UAE, you will go there, you will give exam, okay. That will take at least 7 to 1 or 2 weeks. It depends on them ability. So first initial stage will be your medical, GCA medical. So GCA will take the medical requirements are there, like your blood test, urine test, X-ray, and ECG. There are lots of tests are there, okay. And after that, once you will crack that round, then you will give the first stage in Air Arabia. Air Arabia, the first stage is ADAPT test, in which your mathematics will be there, physics, your English, your cognitives, then psychometry exam, then software. Software, there are 3 modules: your flying, ball game, and the multitasking. Once you crack this round, they will call you for the interviews. And it depends on how much you score, okay. So in nowadays the competition level is very high because lots of people apply for this cadet program. So according to their requirement, they will call you for the interview, you will receive your result within 1 day or 2 days, depend on them, and they'll call you for the interview. So they're in interview there will be 3 people be there: HR, captain, and a few people from Air Arabia. And they'll ask you questions. Now captain, they will tell what they basically ask and which basically criteria they basically select the cadet.
Yeah. And before that, Prem sir and Shrishti, I would like to add it is one of the program which is open to all the nationalities, and it is very useful and beneficial for those who want to get settled in Middle East, at early stages of their career. So it's a wonderful opportunity because they also need a lot of pilots right now, and they are hiring a lot. And I think last year, they came out. They hired 7 batches, if I'm not wrong. So it's like every alternate months they hire cadets.
Okay.
Okay. So and this year also they are hiring a lot, right?
So also my next question was to you, Prem sir, only ki, what is the selection rate when it comes to Air Arabia? Like, is it too difficult, or it's easy to get in through?
So according to my experience, I've seen lots of cadet till now. Like most of people I know, they are working as a senior first officer with Air Arabia. Okay, so nowadays, not difficult if you're not if you have enough knowledge about the mathematics, in the physics, then English. If you know how to fly the airplanes, you know how to following the heading in speed and altitude, then you can crack. But Coming to the flying sessions, like software training is too difficult because according to student reviews and interviews nowadays, so okay, they can ask you questions from anywhere. So be prepared for the interviews. So I will recommend, if anyone is going for the exam, be prepared. Prepare yourself before your exam. Like try to give your test or try to test yourself at your home. Okay, you can take suggestion from anywhere. And plus, Air Arabia, they basically provide MPL program. So about MPL, like they also will tell you what they basically provide in the MPL and what are the minimum requirement, because in India we basically get the CPL and USA CPL, but Air Arabia you will get the MPL. So sir will tell you about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, so before I start explaining MPL,
Yeah.
we should know that Air Arabia has got a tie-up with T3 Aviation Academy in Sharjah. So like Indigo have so many training partners like FTA, NZICPA, CAE, L3. Same way, Air Arabia has got a training partner as a T3 Aviation Academy. So T3 Aviation Academy, they provide MPhil programs. So in MPhil program, initially the cadets will be trained in single engine for some few hours. Let's say, I mean, it depends. I'm not sure on those how many minimum
Close to
hours.
50 hours.
Close to 50, 60 hours. They will initially be trained on the single engine. And after that, they will move to a fixed space simulator on 320. They will do some initial flying on the fixed space simulator, and then they will do their the large part of their training in 320 simulator, which is a full motion level D simulator. So this is different than a normal CPL in which you do at least 180 hours of your training on your single engine, and remaining 15 to 20 hours, 20 hours on multi-engine. But here, your 50-60 hours is on single engine, and the rest of the training is on the A320, simulators.
So is it good or like?
I mean, I think it's good,
It's good. Okay.
because you're going to fly 320 only. So, by the time you get released, you will be a full-fledged, nicely trained, first officer. And I think it's a good program, and in fact in India also the DGCA is pushing for MPL program to be launched incoming.
And so in 1500, what are included according to you? They basically MPL, they will provide 1500 hours.
Yes.
Like in Airways providing you the job till 1500 hours. So what are the included? What are included?
So once you finish your training, before that, like it starts with ground classes. So you have to clear your 14 exams, which are based on UAE GCA exams. Then after that, then you will start your flying on single engine. Then you will progress to your 320 fixed base simulators, and then your advanced level of training on 320 simulators only, and then further advanced. Then you will do your base training. In base training, you will do a lot of takeoffs and landing.
Okay.
Okay. You'll sit on the right side, and you yourself will, take off and land the 320
Yeah.
Airbus. So I do remember that base training is one of that good days of your life. We did it in Begumpet, and it was a good feeling. You such a big aircraft for you, and you're doing a takeoff and landing. Everything. So after this base training, then you will join Air Arabia. Then Air Arabia will also train you, initially for their policies, procedures, and airline based training. And then you will start flying with Air Arabia for 1500 hours. And after that, then the world is open for you. You can apply for multiple airlines in Gulf countries. Yeah.
And if you want to continue with their airlines, you can sign LOI with them. And if you want to leave to if you want to go Qatar Airways or Etihad Airways, so you can move on to that airline also. It depends on you. Like most of the people, they basically prefer to stay with this airline, and some people they basically go to different airlines. And after 1500 hours, you will have a frozen ATPL plus GCA license, which basically help you to get your job very easily in Gulf countries, which is very important for total cost of this training is close to 2 CR rupees. So why we are spending? We are spending to get GCA license plus Gulf countries airline job. so which you are getting very easily. So like this is a very like this is the beneficial for anyone who is applying for this CAD program.
I would say
Biggest
Shrishti,
achievement.
Yeah.
because I mean, flying in Gulf countries, it's like a dream of many pilots in India. So they have to build hours. They have to at least fly 1,500 hours in India. Then they're eligible to apply for these airlines. But if you're getting there already at the initial stage, I mean, nothing like it. Those who really wants to get settled there. So it's a good option, I mean, at the entry level only, you're just getting into, I mean, Middle East with such a good exposure, and a good salary, as Prem sir also mentioned. I mean,
International exposure,
Yeah,
international
absolutely,
destinations.
international
There are lots of
exposures.
destinations are there, and they are adding now. In future, they are planning to add lots of destinations. Plus, they have ordered lots of A320s airplanes, which they will get like within the next few years. So, according to me, like if anyone wants to like go to outside India with job surety, the Air Arabia is good, but there is one condition: they will check your performance. Your performance is very important during your ground training, plus during your flying, during your sim session, and when you'll fly as a first officer. And once you'll get hours, they'll give you the promotion as a senior first officer and captains. So step by step, you'll get the promotion.
And let me ask you one more question. Ki, say suppose a student wants to start his journey to Air Arabia right now. So how much time will it take, till he get released as a like junior first officer or any post? Yeah.
so from day one,
Yeah.
it takes around 20 to 22 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
it.
standard time?
That's a standard time.
And it depends on airline requirements also. It depends on and plus backlog.
Okay.
Like suppose if I'm from from batch 10, okay. So and you are coming from batch 11. So it depends the hostel facilities available. Instructors are free or not, because what they basically do now that if I'm taking my from batch 10, if I have completed my like ground training, now they will that in that condition only they can take another 11 batch admission. Okay, so it depends ability and airline demand. Plus, instructors are available or not for their flying or sim sessions.
So is there a backlog in Air Arabia? Do you know anything?
I
Because-
don't think so. Nowadays, like there is no backlog, but it depends. Airline requirements, like as you know, their supply shortage is already going on around the world. Okay, supply shortage, like because Airbus, Boeing, there are lots of things are happening. So it depends ability. Plus, they're getting the enough airplane or on time or not.
Okay.
Because there is a backlog of close to 11,000 plus, by like Airbus and Boeing also. So it depends. They're getting the aircraft delivery on time or not.
Okay.
But if in case if there's a delay, they don't come out with an exam state, or they delay the batch formation. But the last year, I mean, they came up with 7 batches. So I mean, they're in need. They need qualified pilots.
So, like, can you tell me, like, in a year, how many intakes do they usually have, like, on an average?
I think Prem sir, what do you think? One batch consists of how many cadets?
So it depends. Like it depends between 10 to 20. Depends that you do like if there are like 20 students are there. If 20 people will deserve for this CAD program, they'll take everyone. So it depends. Deserving candidates. Plus, so as I know that they will basically take between 10 to 20, and depend on the requirements also. So it depends airlines. We can't like we don't know the exact figure. So it depends on depends on their demand, because I know lots of cadets who are already like going under training in like type rating. They are doing the type rating. They are doing the MPL training, ground training. So I talked to them and they told me so that in one batch 13 students are there. So we can say that between 10 to 20 students.
One good thing is like the batch consists of a multi-nationalities, all cadets, absolutely. I mean, diversified. One student from maybe India, somebody from Philippines, somebody from, maybe Kuwait, Korea. And I mean, that's a good combo.
And lots of people are applying. Plus, they're like cabin crew also. Cabin crew is working with different national airlines. They're also applying for this CAD program.
Okay.
Yes. And lots of demand, because Air Arabia is called like Indigo of Gulf countries. There are lots of destinations, and most of the people basically prefer to fly via Air Arabia because their ticket price is very low compared to the full cost carrier. So most demand airline.
Also, as you have mentioned, Captain Deval, ki ground classes, the student has to complete like 14 papers. So what is the advisable route that a person, once they come into a cadet and then they complete their ground classes? Is it like that?
I think because they are very particular about their quality standards
Okay.
and their ground theory and their practical. I would say the students should really study in India for their subjects,
Okay.
at least study something, then only go and join there. That will make their life easy.
Because in India, they do not have to give any paper. Right?
No paper, no DSA medicals, no DSA computer number, DSA and plus computer number DSA exams. You don't need to give these exams or anything. Just you crack your exam and you go directly there, give their GCA medicals and their exams, GCA exams.
So don't go blank. Study something at least in India and then go, so that you can have a easy life. You can clear your papers on time. Yeah.
Plus, they will check your performance on monthly basis. Because basically T3, they basically send their reports every month to the Arabia Airlines. So they will check your performance. So
A couple of months before Prem sir, you told me that some students have faced problems in clearing the exams.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a problem for them.
Okay. Also, are there any limited attempts that a person can, go into Air Arabia, or like unlimited attempts they can apply?
So like for example, if you're going for the first race, if you'll flunk in any round, like suppose if you'll flunk in flying, software, fixed wing, okay, or mathematics, so then they'll call you again for that round. And it depends on them also. And plus, as I know that there is a cool off period is there. It depends on the requirements and everything. There is no we don't know the fixed values, but like after a few months they will call you for another round. Like as I know, for the GD interview, for interview, this will call for 2 to 3 months for the interviews. They'll call you for the interview and again re-interview.
Okay. So in how many months they complete their intake basically? Say suppose you start with written right now, like after how many weeks or how many days they can give the dates? Like is it a too quick process, or it takes at least a month or a 2 months for the total intake?
As I know, they will tell you via mail. They will send you the details via mail that when they are going to take your dates and everything. Now they are very fast in training, your examination and everything. Because of that, nowadays most of the people are preferring to go for Air Arabia. Like most of the people from South India, like Southeast countries, plus Canada also. Canada, North Korea, different nationalities are going for this Cadet Pilot program.
Okay. So my last question for this podcast is, what would you give preference to, whether to go for Indigo or Indian Airlines Cadet program or directly international ones?
So I would say it depends on the thought process. Ki,
And financial
and
things
financials,
also.
जिसके पास 2 CR के आसपास मतलब comfortably if they can manage, and they want to get settled in Middle East. I think Air Arabia and this Gulf countries, other cadet programs also like Qatar and Emirates, I mean they are good choice. But the people who have financial constraints हैं, manage नहीं हो सकता, then I think they can apply for cadet programs in India.
Yeah, I think Indian cadet programs are equally good.
Yeah, but nowadays you have lots of options. Like you can apply for the Air India, Indigo Cadet program, plus like Air Arabia, Qatar Airways, Emirates is also there. So it depends on your financial condition, plus how much you can spend, plus how much, basically how much do you how much time you want to take, you want to join the cadet program. But suppose if I'm going for the Indigo cadet program, so they will give me joining in limited time. If I will go for the Qatar Airways, I need to wait for 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 months. For Air Arabia, 3 to 4 months. It depends. Plus, some people basically say, I want to stay in India only. And some people say, no, I want to stay in Gulf countries, UAE, so it depends on you.
Okay. So I'm done with all my questions for this podcast on Air Arabia. I think we have covered all the aspects, like the details and everything. There is nothing as such left. So thank you so much for answering my questions, both of you, and to provide insightful details on the Air Arabia Cadet Pilot program. I think there were a lot of comments on it. So for you guys, I hope your queries are solved for the Air Arabia Cadet Pilot program. In case you have any more queries, just comment down in the box given below and I'll take up your queries in the next podcast. Till then, thank you so much for giving me the answers to my questions.
Thank you, Prem sir.
Yeah, and we'll meet in the next podcast. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates. Follow Golden Epaulettes.